Hello, in today's video I'm going to show you how to taper the sleeves of your hexagon cardigan by adding some decreases to your work. So you can just keep working your sleeves straight, but that means that you will end up with a very wide sleeve because your arms at the top where you measured them to get your arm depth is a lot wider when you get closer to your wrists. So you might want to taper your sleeves the way I did. That gives you a narrower fitted sleeve, and to do that we're going to have to make a few decrease stitches along the way. So I did my decrease stitches every fourth round, and to make sure that your decreases won't show, I would do them to the opposite way to where your join is, because that would be underside of your sleeve when you're wearing your cardigan. So let's just get to that point first. We started around like before with a cluster of 3 double crochet stitches, and we keep working until we get roughly to the opposite side, and then I'll show you how to do a decrease stitch. It's really depending on what type of yarn you're using, how often you want to do your decreases. Like I said, I did mine every fourth round of my sleeve, and that seemed to work well for my chunky cardigan. But you have to see, if you're working with something a lot thinner, you might want to do less decreases or more decreases. So we are now in the right place where we want to do a decrease stitch, and what we're going to do is make these next two spaces into one. So we're going to work the next cluster over the 2 spaces. We start with a double crochet into the first space, then we're going to skip a stitch and make a double crochet decrease over the next 2 double crochet stitches. So let's do this together. Yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, then yarn around your hook, pull through 2, then yarn over again, go into the next stitch, and then pull up a loop, and then yarn around your hook, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn around your hook, pull through all 3 on your hook, and that's your double crochet decrease. And now we're going to make another double crochet into the next space. And as you can see now, we have made a cluster. Instead of doing 2 clusters over these 2 spaces, we have just done 1 cluster over the 2 spaces, and we will now carry on working around like we did before, just going into the next space, making a cluster, keep going, and I will show you in the next round when you get to that decrease stitch how you work around it. It will just become a normal cluster stitch, even though it technically has 4 double crochet stitches instead of the usual 3 what we have. Now let's join this round together and slip stitch to the space where we can start our next round. And then we start in our next round just like we did before, making clusters into each space, and we won't be long until we get to that funky decrease stitch what you made. So we're nearly there, keep going. Yeah, here it is. So now we have to work either side of this decrease stitch we made, so that counts as 1 cluster. So there's a space just before it, and you make your normal cluster of 3 double crochet stitches into this space, and then you hop into the next space and make your cluster of 3 double crochet stitches into this space. And let me just show you what your work looks like. There you go, this is your decrease, but it kind of gets all worked into your work and you won't even notice it by the time you're wearing your cardigan. Also because you're making it underside of your sleeve, it won't be noticeable at all. And do this every 4th row, I would say, but just like I said before, depending on what yarn you're using, maybe you might want to do it more often or less often, and it also depends how wide you want your sleeves to be or how narrow. So this pattern is very adjustable to what you want, to your own measurements. I would just test that occasionally. You would just put your arm through the sleeve and just check it for size and fit, so that you know if you need to adjust your decreases in any way. But also don't forget that when you get to the end of making your sleeve, you will do a cuff as well, so that brings the whole thing together a little bit as well. So it's not going to be too important to get your sleeves so narrow at the edges before you get to that end. So this is what it will look like, and now we got to the 4th round again and ready to do our next decrease stitch. Go into the first space, make a double crochet, and then skip that double crochet that's kind of hidden by that stitch anyway, and go into your double crochet 2 together or double crochet decrease over the next double crochet stitches, and then make another double crochet into the space just after, and kind of stagger these a little bit so they won't be right on the top of each other, but they are still on the side of your sleeve. And this is how you decrease your sleeves for your hexagon cardigan. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.